Assalamu alaikum. My beloved students, how are you? Hope you all are fine by the kindness of Allah the Exalted. Alhamdulillah, till now I am also fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. This is Wahid Noor, Assistant Teacher of Islamic Studies, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Today I will conduct the class of Islamic Studies for class 5. Before starting our topic, I would like to gratitude to those students who are watching continuously our all classes through the YouTube channel. So my dear students, today our topic is Makhraj from 1 to 17, chapter 4. And this is the annual term second class, lecture number 2. Students, last video, lecture number 1, I already discussed the definition of makhraj, the importance of makhraj while you will recite the Holy Quran. And Almighty Allah also described in the Holy Quran the importance of makhraj, the importance of tajweed. This is the one of the part of tajweed, the makhraj. Allah said in Surah Muzammil, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا. It means when you will recite the Holy Quran, you have to follow the makhraj. You have to recite with tartil, and tartil means makhraj, gunna, etc., which are all related to the tajweed. And students, this topic are very much important for the PEC exam, because most of the exam, PEC exam, you will get, most of the PEC exam come from here 1 or 2 or 3 questions. So I will discuss one by one, and students, attention please. I drawn some star sign beside of the numbers, 11 star sign. So these star signs number all are important for the learning. You will learn all the makhrajes 1 to 17, but which are related to the star sign, you will emphasize these numbers more. So makhraj, outlets of the pronunciation. Number 1 makhraj is Hamza Ha. These two letters are pronounced from the first part of the larynx. Larynx means throat, vocal cord. Number 2 Ain Ha. These two letters are pronounced from the middle part of the larynx. And number 3 Goin Kha. These two letters are pronounced from the upper or last part of the larynx. Students, these 3 numbers, there are 6 letters. Most of the exam come from here, any of the questions. So first one is base part, first part of the larynx, here, Hamza Ha. And then second part, middle part, middle of the larynx, Ghain and Ha. And the last part from here, last part or upper part from here, 2 letters, that is Ghain and Kha. For example, I can say Akhbar or Ghairil Maghdubi Alayhim. Okay, now number 4. When number 4 is letter Qaf. When this letter is pronounced, the base of the tongue touches the palate. So base of the tongue touches the palate, then these letters pronounced. For example, we recite Surah Ikhlas, Qul huwallahu ahad, there is Qaf. Number 5, Kaf. A small upper portion of the base of the tongue touches the upper palate when pronouncing this letter. For example, if we say Akbar, Allahu Akbar, there is Kaf. So a small upper portion of the base of the tongue touches the upper palate, and you know where is the palate. Already last class we discussed where is palate. Number 6, Jim, Shin and Ya. When the middle part of the tongue touches the upper palate, these 3 letters are pronounced. Students, number 6, when the middle part of the tongue touches the upper palate. So upper palate is here and middle of the tongue. Then for example, Jim, Shin, Ya. Number 7, dod. When the side of the base of the tongue touches the upper molar teeth, comes out the pronunciation of this letter. Students, when we recite end of the Surah Fatiha, there is the dod letter. We can say ghairil maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. So side of the tongue touches the upper molar teeth. Molar teeth means this. So touching when we are uttering the letter of dod. Then number 8, lam. When the front of the tongue touches the base of the palate, this letter is pronounced. For example, Allahu, Allahu, there is lam. Number 9, noon. When the front of the tongue touches the palate, pronounce this letter, to pronounce this letter. Students, see, number 8 and 9 definition is almost same. Only difference is the base of the palate, and here is no base of the palate. So very careful about the definition of lam and noon. Number 10, raw. When the back of the tongue touches the upper jaw, to pronounce this letter. For example, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. So Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, when we will utter that, then the back of the tongue will touch the upper jaw. Then number 11, there are 3 letters, ta, dal and ta. So what is the definition? When the upper part of the tongue touches the lower end of the upper teeth, these 3 letters are pronounced. For example, athar or khatamallahu, there is ta. Then number 12, za, zal, sa. When the top of the tongue touches the first part of the upper 2 teeth, these 3 letters are pronounced. Students, when the upper part of the tongue touches the upper 2 teeth, for example, zal, sa. Well, now number 13, sad, sin, za. When the top of the tongue touches the inner side of the upper 2 teeth, these 3 letters are pronounced. That is sad, sin, za. And number 14, 15, 16, 17, all are important. Number 14, fa. When the wet part of the lower lip touches the upper 2 teeth, pronounce it. I mean fa. And 15, waw, ba, mim. These 3 letters are pronounced from the 2 lips. Students, wet part, I mean the letter of the makhraj of fa, wet part of the lower lip from here and upper 2 teeth, fa, af, and then the next makhraj is waw, ba and mim. When that 3 letters will pronounced, we will use the 2 lips, and we can make a round for uttering the waw, like waw or ba and mim. Number 16, ba, bu, bi, that is labial letters. Students, labial means the lips, and there is the definition. What does labial letters means? 2 lips come together to produce the sounds of these 3 letters. It means when these 3 letters will pronounce, then 2 lips come together and produce the sounds. For example, ba, come together 2 lips, ba, and coming out the sound from the cavity of the mouth, bu, bi. Okay, and last number, mim and noon. Students, see, nasal, mim and noon are related to the nasal letters. Already we discussed the definition of mim and noon, mim here and noon here. And why again came the mim and noon? Because when we will utter the gunna through the mim and noon, then the gunna sound will come from the base of the nose. That's why here describe the mim and noon. So these gunna sounds comes from the base of the nose. Students, when we will say inna, then coming out the gunna sound from the base of the nose. Inna, lamma, you can utter yourself at home. Students, I given there HW, and that is the annual term HW number 2. Any 10 makhrajes. From here you can write any 10 makhrajes, but when you will learn all the makhrajes, and you will submit your HW copy every Sunday, inshallah. And already you know about the importance of HW. According to the performance of your HW, you will get the CT or diary or the SBA marks. So keep practicing, learning, writing at home your topics. Abide by your parents. See you later. Till then, Assalamu alaikum.